Welcome to our video on the new features in Focus 6 Professional. I'll start by loading one of our new sample projects up here. The first one features this very nice macro shot of a feather. Now let's walk step by step through the new features that have been added in this program. What's been improved and revamped. To do that, I'll go to the Edit Image Sequence area, to the Focus Stacking and Focus Fusion area. There have been some significant changes here, mainly under the hood. We've taken a look at all the focus stacking algorithms and made improvements in two aspects. Firstly, in the calculation quality, and secondly, in the calculation speed. We've optimized lots of things so everything runs a little smoother, because the focus stacks are getting bigger and bigger, which means there's also more and more image data, so we needed to work on the speed a little. If we now switch between stacking algorithms here, you can see everything happens very quickly. Even when we use the more complex ones, it's still really fast. BSF color algorithm is one of the really complex computations. So a lot has changed under the hood here. The interface itself is still as easy for you to operate as ever. What other enhancements do we have? If we open the raw module, we can see that we have a new category here. That's the artificial intelligence category. Let's close the display up here and open the category, or use the menu here, this toolbar. So just this category is displayed for me. There are loads of new filters there, including compression, image optimization, and even the generation of additional details using AI filters, which are neural networks that are trained to do specific tasks particularly well. Let's take a look at the detail filter and pull the slider up. Let's zoom in. We can see how some more structure and details emerge. We can now apply that, and then we can see that it's been applied to our entire focus stack, resulting in a sharper, more detailed image directly in the focus stacking result. That means we can not only enhance our focus stacking results through better focus stacks, but we can also provide a bit more help with some useful preparation in raw development. Of course, there are also some new additions in the post-processing area. Firstly, we have this new toolbar up here where you can switch each individual module to visible or hidden. That lets you configure your own custom interface here for the finalization area in expert mode. I'll hide all the modules with the minus button on the right, and then I'll focus on selective drawing, the LUT module, which is new, and the new artificial intelligence module. And if we start with the artificial intelligence module, here we have a database of filters. I'll select optimize contrast here. Now we can see that an AI filter has been applied to optimize all the image post-processing once again. You can train these AI filters yourself with our AI filter program in version 1, and you can use this program to add these self-trained filters to a database, so they are then available in all our products. Yes, the LUT module. Some of you may already be familiar with the LUT module from our LUT program. This LUT module is capable of using any LUT photo styles that you created in our LUT2 program, for instance, or maybe you imported them here as cube files. Cube files are essentially LUT styles. Let's apply an LUT style. Let's choose Vintage Old Blue. These image mood filters provide color and contrast, and you can apply them over your editing up here. There have been some significant enhancements in the selective drawing module. Let's go in there, open it up. Now we find the selective drawing module, which you may already know from the previous version, Focus 5. There are some new features here. There's the new coloring module. Let's click on that, activate mask, then all the buttons appear. And here we can now pre-select a color for this layer, Color Mask 1. I'm going to choose the blue tone, and now let's use the brush tool, and you'll see the brush basically detects contours. It's sensitive to contours. If we make the contour detection sharper, you can see the contours are a bit sharper. You can use the softness to further adjust it to the contours. Now let's set the contour detection down to 0, set a large low opacity brush, and simply colour in this area down here. Let's turn off the mask view and colour this area in blue. We can colour in individual areas of the image. If we then apply a bit of blur to our mask, everything blends together a bit more smoothly, and if we like, we can also change the colour again afterwards. Choose a different colour. So you can use the colouring module to selectively tone and colourize individual areas, and you can do that in up to 8 layers. There's a lot you can do with this module. For instance, if you want to change the colour of an eye, then this might be the very module you're looking for. Now let's deactivate our changes here. We've also made enhancements in the color filter module. For simulating the filters, you screw onto your camera. This area now has a green and yellow filter and a sky blue filter that we can selectively apply to the image. Another brand new feature is our 3D lighting module. A 3D module, as the name suggests, requires image depth information, which you can generate directly from your focus stack using this large button here. Let's click that. We're then asked to confirm we want to do so. Yes, please calculate the depth map. Now initially you don't see anything. Let's turn on the mask view again, set it to grayscale, and now we can see that a depth map has been generated from our focus stack. I'm going to close that for a second and show you where this depth map comes from. In the Focus Fusion, under Edit Image Sequence, we can see a button at the top called Display Depth Map, and the depth map that we see here is generated directly from our focus stack during focus stacking. However, to do that, the focus stack must be taken in order either from front to back or back to front. If your depth map is shown in the wrong order, for instance if the bright area is in the back instead of the front, you have a button here that can swap this with a single click. One click and it's reversed, and you can then reset it as necessary. Let's go back to selective drawing and take another quick look at the 3D lighting. We've already generated the depth map. I'm turning the mask off, and now let's adjust the ambient light here. I'm going to make the overall light a bit darker and add a new light source to the image. I can move this light source around here to the top right corner, and I can also move this light source in terms of depth to the front, middle or back. Now I'll select a colour for the light source, perhaps a light blue, and I've now illuminated this motif from behind in the rear area. I can add another light source, a total of 10 are possible, to illuminate the subject from the front left. And what I'm doing here, let's set another colour here quickly, maybe a slight yellowish tone, and move the depth to the front and increase the radius a bit. Perhaps we'll make it a bit more colourful so you can see it better, and turn the intensity up a bit more. This diagonal lighting from the front left and the rear right, it's a very typical way to add more depth to the image. Now let's compare it. This is our original stack, and this is how it looks with the 3D lighting, giving it much more oomph. There are a few more sliders here, including a glow slider that simulates a sense of mist, and the directional lighting, specularity, which simulates the direction of light on materials. There are a whole load of things you can do with it to provide your subject with some really nice lighting in the 3D space later. There are other new features and enhancements in the program. You can find some examples in expert mode. Here too, you can customize the interface to suit your needs, and there are loads of new effects, such as the new category AI filters. Artificial intelligence is making its mark everywhere, and of course it's the same with us. There are new masking effects, new effects in the brightness area, including clarity and histogram balance, and in the colour area, such as colour channel grading. There are new gradients in the gradient tool, a whole load of new gradients down here that you can selectively apply to individual effects. There are new layer calculations. So there's lots to discover, and I hope you have fun exploring. See you next time.